Okay, so I have an idea for a video, and so that's what I'm gonna do. This is, and so I'm posing a question to anyone who might watch. Let me ask a question, and I'm gonna maybe approach it from a couple different angles. First, let's start off with this question. This is for you, whoever you are that's watching, to come up with the answer. What do you think that the answer to this question is? And the question is this: how many people do you think are really honest with themselves? That are truly honest with themselves? Do you, if you were to kind of estimate how many people in the world are really genuinely honest with themselves in a general way, maybe not 100% perfectly honest with themselves, but are overall honest with themselves? How many people? Do you think it's like, just about everybody in the world? Do you think it's like half of the population of the world? Maybe you think it's like 75% of the or only 25% of the population of the world that are really truly honest with themselves. They're really truly in a general way, and overall genuinely honest with themselves. They're really honest with themselves. They aren't like living a lie and always kind of like having to have confirmation bias confirm their delusions and stuff. How many people are really critical thinkers that are really trying to be honest with themselves and really pursuing honesty with themselves? And because the reason I'm asking this is because it's not a lot of people, and really it's probably a very, very low percentage of the average population are actually really honest with themselves and not just looking for confirmation bias to confirm their delusion. There are probably very, very few people that are really genuinely seeking truth. And because, so now I'm going to approach it from a different way. See, and this is the truth. And you might have people that are going to try to argue this, but it's really in vain to try to argue against what I'm going to tell you. Is the truth starts with oneself. A person has to be honest with themselves in order to be able to really recognize the truth. Because if a person can't even be honest with themselves, how are they going to really be able to discern the truth from lies outside of themselves? If they're conditioned to just be dishonest with themselves, well, they're not. And see, that's the thing. Because so much of what the internet is about, outside of makeup tutorials and kitten videos and this and that, and like this might be stuff that you enjoy, like maybe you really like watching kitten videos and stuff, and whatever, that's neither here nor there. The point is, there's a whole massive movement online, especially with social media platforms and stuff, about the truth, that it's they're trying to pump the truth out all over online. And so this goes back to the truth versus what's popular. People have to be interested in the truth in order to be receptive to it. And if people are not honest with themselves, they're not really going to be interested in the truth in a general way. They're only really going to be honest with any truth that confirms their bias. And if they're confronted with a truth that goes against their bias, they're just going to reject it as, oh, that's conspiracy theory, that's lies. But how many people are really truly on the path of self-honesty where they're being honest with themselves? because that's the only way a person is really going to be receptive to the truth outside them, is how honest they are with themselves. And so again, I pose the question, what percentage of the world population is actually pursuing self-honesty? And the reason I'm asking this is because the answer is like a very, very low percentage of the average population of the world. I would go so far as to say a person will be lucky that in their lifetime they encounter, and build any kind of relationship with another person who is actually pursuing self-honesty. Most people are not interested in the truth. The truth is not popular. Okay? And if I have established that statement based off of my assessment of self-honesty in the world at large, if my assessment of self-honesty with people, the masses, is correct, then that would basically conclude that people are not interested in the truth. Generally, people are not interested in the truth. They're interested in confirmation bias. Therefore, the truth is not popular. This is the truth, that the truth is not popular. So my next question after that is, if the truth isn't popular, how has this whole truther movement become so popular online? With all these truthers that are going to bring you the truth about politics. They're going to bring you the truth about Trump and bring you the truth about how mainstream media is lying about Trump or whatever it is. Bring you the truth about the flat earth, bring you the truth about reptilians, bring you the truth about the Zionists, bring you the truth about Israel, bring you the truth about this and the truth and the truth and the truth. It's all like there's this massively huge popularity with the so-called truth. So if the majority of people are not even honest with themselves, therefore they're only seeking confirmation bias rather than the truth, then how is it that this big, massive truther movement has gained so much popularity where you have platforms like influencers and YouTube channels and all these other that are making 5 and 6 figures a year being a so-called truther? Because the reason all of this is gaining popularity is because it's lies. It's a bunch of lies being pumped out, telling people what people want to hear as opposed to what the actual truth is. And people flock to what they want to hear. They don't even care if it's truth or not. They just want to hear what they want to hear. And if that's the case, that the majority, the vast majority of the world population only wants to hear what they want to hear, they don't care about the truth, they just want to hear what they want to hear, then how is it that the truth is supposedly so popular? So popular that a person can make, 5 and 6 figures a year putting out the so-called truth on their YouTube channels and BitChute channels and Odyssey channels and Rumble channels and Telegraph channels and on and on and on, and they're just pumping out all this so-called truth. The thing is the truth is the lie. Everything is inverted, man. It's like science versus scientism. Well, scientism implies false science, and that scientism has taken over the scientific community. Like, it's all just a bunch of lies. The truth is not the truth. Like, if I'm seeking truth, one of the last places I want to go is probably going to be a truther channel, because that's like, so anyways, this is just something that is really is a massive problem. And you can't go to mainstream media because mainstream media mixes truth with lies to perpetuate the lie. Well, you can't go to truther channels because they do the exact same thing. They mix truth with lies to perpetuate the lie. And it's all based off of money and self-interest and self-centeredness and egomania and all this crazy shit. It has nothing to do with the truth. It's just totally insane. It's just like unbelievable that this is happening in the world. But I mean, I guess it's not when you look at everything that's going on in the world. Is one thing after another. I mean, fucking, the trajectory of everything that's going on in the world just in the last, since like 2015, 2014, 2015 till now. So in the last, just based off of the last 10 years, the trajectory of where everything is going is full on bizarro world. Like, imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now in 2034. I mean, if it even lasts that long. We're supposedly on the brink of a fucking nuclear holocaust right now. So, where is that going to lead everything in 10 years from now? Complete ruination or worse?